Hello, John McConnin here with just a quick note from favoriterealestate.net. We have a property in Fallbrook. I was wondering why it hasn't been selling. We have had a bunch of showings, so the marketing was working, the property wasn't selling. We figured reduce the price, so we did. But I wanted to check what was going on, and this was sort of interesting, maybe alarming if you're a seller or a potential seller. Yes, inventory's been low, but buyers are also have really fallen off the chart since, well, let's even if we go back a year ago, that would be somewhere in November, December, January. And this was for Fallbrook. So I said, well, I wonder if this is just Fallbrook related, because we are hearing a lot of people are still out looking for horse properties in Fallbrook. And I looked up the stats for Sandacor in general, and though not as dramatic, we are seeing a very similar pattern. Yes, inventory. New listings are not coming on. They're coming on at a slow pace, but purchases have also been falling, I'd say, rather dramatically. Maybe we would have gone with the idea that this was seasonal, and I think we were on my previous announcements in November and December. But I think that if we were to compare, we'd be looking at this in there and this in here 2 years ago. So right now, although only in the middle of February, I think that we could start feeling like something's going on. So whether we're at an inflection point, whether we're just pausing to move up again, whether this is really a sign that the buyers are on strike with the current prices, which, on a limited basis, our own listings and the other listings for clients, I think there is a little bit of that going on right now. I think that given that put it this way, the Fed chief today, you can see it right about the similar time at 2 p.m., yields spiked up. In other words, the 10-year bond, and I'm sure the 30-year and the other longish bonds sold off, and the Dow sold off, did their waterfall sell-off, and then kind of recovered some into the close. This was in response to the new Fed chief saying that the Fed would be tapering off by $10 billion the amount of bonds they would be buying. So it was because they saw a fairly strong economy. So so if I'm a home seller in sometime in the next 6 months to a year, and I don't have a great property, I know it's not, it's on a corner. There's lights coming in the house at night. Make that a busy corner. There are, my view's not as good as some in the neighborhood. So in other words, a less than perfect property, a property that will give buyers a reason to say, hey, what about this problem? If I'm one of those houses, I want to get my property on the market while there's low inventory, and buyers will come see it. And maybe we can get my price, although maybe the market's getting a little soft. If I'm also a seller of a great property, I might put it on the market now while inventory is low, because I might still get the price that I want or wanted, and I know interest rates are still in a position where I have a pretty wide, my buyer pool is bigger than it might normally be. So now would be the time to find that buyer who's willing to pay what you're looking for on your special property. So that's just a quick note. John McConnin here with favoriterealestate.net. I am more than happy, start a conversation with me, send some emails. I'll post this up at favoriterealestate.net and maybe favoriterealestate.com. If you want to start a conversation, ask me to report on your area. I'll be happy to. Thanks.